If it's, hey Facebook, I've been having some issues posting, so I hope you can see this. Okay, so here I am with my viral wisdom course. I think it's day number 26 or 25, I can't remember, it doesn't matter. And actually, my talk is about that today. So, what I want to talk about today is that as we detach from the name of the day, right? We don't know if it's Tuesday, we don't know if it's May the 5th, or if it is a Sunday anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. And what this means on a spiritual level is that we are letting go of our ideas about time and space. We are detaching from labels. What that does is that it causes us to stop thinking of time in big chunks, and it forces us to think of time in a very different way. So listen up carefully, because there's a huge spiritual teaching here, huge. So when we don't think of time in the way we used to think of time pre-pandemic, a Tuesday, a Monday, weekend, we don't have that anymore. So we don't have time in the way it used to be before. So what that does for us is that it tells us that we need to reorient ourselves in a different way. We need to find a new relationship to the moments we spend. What is that new relationship? What does that look like? Well, here is the greatest spiritual teaching possible. It is causing us to develop an entirely new paradigm with the present moment. The present moment is no longer part of a bigger chunk of time. It's no longer a part of a conglomerate of moments. The present moment now is not part of a schedule or an organization or a timetable. The present moment now is seen for itself. It's seen in a completely new light. The present moment now rises up in an illuminated way. The present moment is now a partner in our life. The singular present moment, you see, because before we chunked up our present moments into a day, into Tuesday, into the weekend, into a holiday, into Thanksgiving. Now that is no longer there. We have detached from the day, from the label, from the chunk of time. Now we are asked to develop a whole new relationship with time and space. But most specifically, in terms of wisdom teachings, we are asked to develop a whole new relationship to the present moment. So what is the present moment now all about? The present moment now is all about your awakening to it. How are you going to awaken to this present moment? How are you going to develop a new relationship when it doesn't have a great meaning? There is no Sunday anymore. There is no weekend anymore. There is no, oh, I'm going for a meeting from 12 to 2 and 2 to 5. Now, many of us still have our jobs, but we have a whole different relationship to the spatial element of our jobs. We're doing it from home. We're not seeing people. So the present moment is now coming to the surface with a new demand. It's asking us to greet it in a whole new way. So what is the way to greet the present moment? The way to greet the present moment is without expectation, without control, without an adjective, without a label. The way to greet the present moment is through its singular existence. Oh, this is here, right now. And now again, the present moment is here, right now. And again, and again, and again. No more in chunks, no more in future, no more in past. Now we realize the present moment is all we have right here, right now. That's all we have. So how do we express ourselves? Sorry guys, I'm just moving this here. How do we express ourselves in this new way? The way to do it is to infuse the present moment as if it was the conglomerate. The present moment becomes the container of your entire conglomerate existence. The present moment becomes the celebration. You don't wait for the Thanksgiving anymore. You don't wait for the weekend anymore, because now it's all concretized in this present time. It's all right here, right now. So this is the power of this teaching, of this virus, of this lockdown, so to speak. We are asked to infuse the ordinary moment with the sacred. We are asked to infuse the current second, the minuscule moment right before us, with the sacredness as if it was the whole. And in the past, pre-pandemic, we looked at the present moment as if it was just passing, as part of the whole. And now I'm asking you to look at the present moment as the whole. No more part of the whole, it is the whole. It is your entire being. Because now we don't have, you see, the Saturday and the Sunday and the weekend and the sacredness of the labels and what we attributed to certain days. Now all that is gone. We're stripped of those adjectives and those markers in time. So what we have now is all we have right now. So how do we infuse the present moment with this totality, with the sacredness of the entire existence? How do we infuse the ordinary with the extraordinary? So it's going to take a lot of presence. And you're going to have to notice the blades of grass and the rustle of the leaves and the wind in your hair and your child over and over and over again. And you're going to be asked to pay attention in a completely new way, in a way that you've never appreciated before, in a way that you've never noticed before, because you didn't have to notice. Because before, the label, the attachment to the day and the label of that took care of it. You're like, oh, on Tuesdays, I do this. On Sundays, we celebrate. On Saturdays, we rest. On Fridays, I go to church. Whatever your day is, it doesn't matter. The day and the attribution of meaning to that day predicated the experience of the moment. The day was greater than the moment. Our attachment to time was in chunks. It wasn't moment by moment by moment by moment. And now we get to appreciate how to live life just in the here and now. How can we appreciate life in the singular nuance of the tiny, tiny moment? Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. Now, this is the challenge, to wake up to the day in a whole new way. To wake up to the moment as if the moment is the conglomerate. The moment is the totality. In the moment is your entire existence. So when your mind, pre-pandemic, went to the future, you allowed it to go to the future. You allowed your mind to dream of visions of tomorrow. This was an illusion. This was a sickness. This was not the way to live. But we were allowed to live in this way because time was an entity that we thought was in our control. But now we get to see that time is not in anyone's control. Time is just in the control of time. And time can go and be taken away from us in a moment. So how do we negotiate a new relationship to time, knowing that there is no past and that there is no future. There isn't any past and there isn't any future. This is the truth. It's always been the truth. But we didn't want to accept it because we were living under the illusion of the label of time. So because we gave it a name, we thought it was in our control. Life has never been in our control, and time has never been in our control. We can call it whatever we want to call it, but by calling it a day and by giving it meaning, we thought we were in control. On Sunday, I'm going to do this because it's my day of rest. And we chunkified our time based on these markers. But it was never in our control. And so now here we're given the opportunity to wake up to the greatest spiritual teaching of all. That time is only lived in the present moment. There is no Tuesday. Tuesday is an illusion. There is no Sunday. It's an illusion. Maybe there is a birthday because you were born on that day, but you were really birthed at the moment of your conception, weren't you? And then you were really birthed in the imagination of your parents. And then you were really birthed when your grandmother was birthed. So even your birthday is an illusion in time that makes you feel that, it began here. But it never began there. It began way before. Just like time never began with the beginning of time. Because if it was the beginning of time, what came before the beginning of time? So there is no clear marker that creation began right here. And similarly, in your death, there will be no clear death, that your death is at this time. These are all illusions. Illusions of time, because we don't know how to live life a different way. So here it is, we've been given the greatest opportunity of them all. And what is that? The greatest opportunity of them all is to renegotiate our relationship with time. And how do we do that? To realize that time is only lived in one way. Time is only lived in the present moment. And in order to infuse your existence with the extraordinary, you have to develop a new relationship to the right now. So you see, pre-pandemic, we had things to fill up our time. Parties and celebrations and get-togethers and dinners. And this gave us an identity, a sense of who it is we are. All that is gone now. So we're like, you know what? It's just boring. This is not amazing. This is boring. This is not sacred. This is not celebratory. This is just like blah. You know why? Because you got attached to those identifications, to parties and celebrations and people as giving you meaning for your time. But those things were never giving you meaning. The true meaning can only come when you are in presence. Presence gives meaning to time. Friends don't give meaning to time. Schools and organizations and schedules and routines don't give meaning to time. The only thing that gives meaning to time is your presence. Every spiritual teacher knows this, that it's only presence, what you bring to the present moment, that gives it meaning, that makes it alive. Where you put your attention is where you will create meaning. You've been doing this all along, but you thought it was the outside that was giving it time. You thought, because, this is what we do with this ritual and that routine and that gathering. You thought that makes things special. That doesn't make things special. What makes things special and sacred is your attention, is your presence. When you are present, you can turn the mundane into the sacred. You can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's just about you bringing your heart to it. People don't make you. Your social likes and followers don't make you. The only thing that makes you is your heart, is your lit up joy, is your decision to be here right now. So now, without the people and without the audience and without the extra bells and whistles, you're being asked, can this moment be sacred? As if it was in front of my friends, as if it was in front of a wide audience, as if it was Thanksgiving and Christmas and the biggest parade of them all. Can I infuse my life with the same kind of zest and zeal and power and purpose, even though it doesn't have bells and whistles. And the way to do that, and there's only one way, is to infuse it with your absolute, unbridled, unadulterated, full-on presence. And when you bring your presence to something, then even the most subtle, nuanced, ordinary grasshopper can be miraculous, because you are bringing your attention to it. And wherever you put your attention, it now is worthy, because you are worthy, because you are extraordinary. See, the thing doesn't have to be extraordinary. The bells and whistles don't make something extraordinary. Your presence, your attention brings extraordinariness to the present moment. And if you decide that you are worthy, then your presence to anything now makes it worthy. You decide where you put your attention. If you decide that only company makes you worthy, only having people all around you makes you worthy, then you're going to be miserable. If you decide that only compliments and big celebrations and pomp and circumstance and noise and dance and lights and glitz and glamour makes you worthy, then you're going to be miserable without that. When you decide that it is nothing on the outside that makes your life worthy or you worthy, nothing on the outside except your decision to be worthy, except your attention from deep within your being, now you have sanctified something, because you've decided it comes from within you. Then writing bills is worthy and glorious and celebratory. Then cleaning your toilet, as many of us are doing, becomes sacred, beyond the ordinary, glorious, because you are doing it. You see, and if you are amazing, and if you are glorious, and if you are worthy, then everything you do is glorious, sacred, and worthy. It's you, your presence, that touches everything and changes it. So as you're sitting in this house of yours and upset about the pandemic and going, you know what, my life is so boring, there's nothing going on, it's empty, it's not filled with all the things that I was so used to it being filled with, you are making a grand mistake, because you're thinking that the outside is what made you have a beautiful life. It never was the outside, and it never should be the outside. The only thing that can truly make your life everlastingly glorious is your presence in it, your full attention in it, your heart, your being, your giving, your essence, your lit upness, your full on curiosity, your exploration, your eyes wide open. That's what gives life worthiness, and you worthiness, your own decision. Nothing on the outside. So you can decide today to have the most glorious day ever. The most amazing moment in your life till now can be right now. You decide that. When you go on your walk today, or you go outside today, or you hug your children today, or you look at yourself today, or you write a poem today, it could be the most transformational moment of your life. Why? Because you're bringing to it your unadulterated presence in a way that you never did before. You didn't know you had to bring your presence before, but now you know you can do it. So when you do that, you have an awakening. Now, sitting still, sitting in the corner of your house day in, day out, eating eggs every day, the same old, just a banana, peeling it, scrambling your eggs, sitting in the corner of your room, looking at your children, opening a book, putting your shoes to go on a walk, looking up at the sky, at the sun, touching a leaf, feeling your feet on the earth, barefoot, sitting with your friend outside, albeit 6 feet apart, watching your neighbor take his dog on a walk, touching an apple at the store. All of this now gets infused with the sacred. Why? Because you've chosen to be present. And that decision that you are worthy, and because you are worthy, your presence makes everything like royalty. Now you are in the presence of constant royalty because you are royal. You are the queen. You are the king. You are the majestic spirit that you adulate over outside. You are that. So then, when you are that, you are in the presence of the Dalai Lama all the time. You're in the presence of the greatest rock star all the time because you are that. So you don't need your beautiful moment to be at Madison Square Garden in order to feel like you're living an amazing life. You don't need to be in Tahiti to feel like, oh, you're so special. You don't need that anymore. Because now you're special everywhere you go because you are you. Now, yesterday I said you're not special. Yeah, so today I used the word special, but you know what I mean. You are Tahiti. You are the Bahamas. You are the rock concert. You are the meeting with your favorite actor. You are it. So you're carrying that wherever you go because you are that worthy. You are not less worthy because you're sitting at home in your pajamas and you're only worthy when you wear diamonds to a gala. When you decide that you are as worthy as anybody out there, that you are an absolute rock star, just as you are. Now, sitting at home and scrambling your eggs and making your bed and sweeping your floor is an act of the sacred. The act of the sacred doesn't come from the outside. It comes from the infusion of you placing your worth. If you feel you're worthy, that worth gets placed outside. And now the present moment is infused with the extraordinary, with the enlightened, with the elevated. So who elevates their life? You elevate your life. Not the outside world, not the ticket to a concert, not a dinner in a fancy restaurant. You are the elevator of your life experience. So every moment, whether it's in the pandemic or outside a pandemic, if it's with a fur coat or in sweatpants, with a push-up bra or no bra, with someone watching you or no one watching you all day long, the moment is as beautiful, independent of the outside, because it's you. And if it's you, it's amazing. If you are alive and you are having an experience, it doesn't matter if it's in a gutter or on the top of a mountain. It's you. And it's your life. And because it's your life, just by that, because you are amazing, and I mean this in a truly internal worthiness sense, not like you're so amazing. No, really, now you've infused your life with the same worth, with the same beauty, with the same presence. You get to do that because you are that. It's not Tahiti that makes you feel amazing. You are amazing wherever you go, Tahiti or not. So you have to now live your life in this present moment, not as the conglomerate of moments, but that the conglomerate is in the moment. Not as if your moments add up to a day, but your entire day is in a moment. Not as if your moments add up to a weekend or to a year, but your entire weekend and the year is in the moment, right? It's not the wave is part of the ocean is part of the wave. The ocean is part of the drop. The entire ocean exists in the drop. It's not many drops make up an ocean. So this pause in time is asking us to reevaluate how we experience time and space. And I can tell you, it is probably the most powerful shift you can make if you get it. If you get it. If you understand. Oh, there's a reason now we are sitting in days that seem to just melt into each other. Because the days were always melting into each other. There was no Wednesday. You thought it was Wednesday when it started at midnight to me. You created these artifacts, these artificial divisions of time and space. They never existed. To the universe, it's just daylight and sunlight and dawn and dusk according to the moon and the sun. Not according to your, oh, it's lunchtime at noon. You said that. It's called lunch. It's called breakfast. It's called evening. It's called Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving Day, my birthday. These are all artificial constructs. Nature only works on its rhythm of the sun and the moon at the end of the day, and the earth and how it rotates and revolves. That's it. Just the rhythm of that. All else we have placed on life. But in doing that, we've actually thought that that has meaning. Like Sunday has a big meaning for people. It's Sunday. Okay? Okay? It's Thanksgiving Day. It's Valentine's Day. No, it's just a day. It's just a day. It's just a day. But when you live your life by days, you miss the moment. And this is asking us to stop thinking of the chunk of the day and the chunk of the future and the chunk of the chunk of the chunk. No more. Come back to the present. All we have is this present moment. Small, small, minuscule. This is where life is lived. If you infuse it with presence. When the present is infused with presence, you've now taken the mundane into the realm of the sacred, the ordinary into the space of the extraordinary. You have now taken a simple entity called the moment and infused it with eternity. You have taken the time-bound moment of the present, the here and now, and injected it with timelessness. You get to do that. Timelessness exists. It always does. It's just that we couldn't see it because we didn't honor the moment, you see. We honored chunks of moments. We honored time in colossal entities. But life is never supposed to be lived in colossal entities. That's why all of us just want to grow, have a lot of time. Longevity matters a lot to us. If a child dies young, we don't appreciate it, right? We resist it, we fight it. But if the person dies at 85, we're like, maybe okay. This is all an illusion. Time is an illusion. Longevity is how we honor ourselves. We honor marriages based on longevity. Oh, the marriage was only for a year? What a failure. But if the marriage is for 62 years, never mind, they're miserable. We love it because marriage is only considered successful if it is a long-ass marriage, okay? You have to serve your time together. Otherwise, it's not a good marriage. It's a failure. This is all an illusion. It's all nonsense. Time is not measured in its longevity. Time is measured only in the present moment. Time doesn't care how many moments there were. That's not a good life. A good life is not measured because you lived a long life. A good life is how present were you? Were you there? Were you awake? Were you alive? Were you with your heart wide open? Or did you live in fear, shriveled, cowering, in cowardice? Because you were holding on to a long life. Don't hold on to a long life, please. And don't hold on to a long friendship or a long marriage or a long anything. Ask yourself, am I here right now? Am I experiencing my life in this present moment? Or am I clinging to the longevity and the passing of time? So it is now time to make a bold declaration that you will no longer live your life according to the chunk. You will no longer measure time according to the year, according to the day. Now you will ask yourself, am I here right now? Am I alive right now? And if I am alive right now, I am living a sacred life. Because life is lived only in the present. And the sacredness and the beauty of life and the adventure of life is not lived on a mountain in the Himalayas and not lived when you go on an obstacle course somewhere. It's lived right here, right now. The excitement is here. The curiosity is here. The sanctity is here. Determined by how present you are. So are you present? Are you alive? And if you are, then scrambling eggs becomes as amazing, as exciting as bungee jumping. If you think bungee jumping is exciting, or, some zip lining. You can make love to the present moment. You don't need anybody. You don't need an extra person. You don't need anything outside of you. You can make the most beautiful poetry just on your own. You and a ray of sunlight through your window. You don't need rock concerts. You don't need grand theaters. You don't need grand shows. You don't need rock stars in your life. You don't need celebrities. You don't need a lot of pandemonium. You just need the simplicity of you in this present moment. This is all you need. And you have it. You have it. And because you have the present moment, you are rich. You are wealthy. You are beloved. You are blessed. Do you have the present moment? Yes. If the answer is yes, that's all you need. You are rich. You are so rich, you just don't realize how rich you are. So the next time you're complaining that you're not going to Tahiti and you're not seeing your friends on a plane and you're not going to Tibet or Timbuktu, stop. Ask. Wait. Do I have the present moment? Do I have the present moment? Let me hear. Do I have the present moment? And if the answer is yes, then we zip it, we go within, we open our hearts, and we enter the present moment. We marry it, we make love to it, we infuse it with our aliveness. It's alive already. And when we put our aliveness into the present moment, we have now elevated it into the realm of the glorious. So it's up to you. If you wish to continue living, wanting the big movie title on the outside, you will miss it. You will miss the point of life. The point of life is to live it in this moment. This is the point. This is the only point. The only point is me in the present. Me in the present. Am I awake? Am I alive? Am I here? Am I present? Is my heart open? So that's my teaching for today. And now I will sell some things. So if you don't want to hear my sales pitch, you can get off. But I don't make any bones about it. The other day somebody asked me, you don't feel embarrassed selling your things? And I was like, no. First and foremost, I sell amazing things. Secondly, I'm giving a bloody big discount on everything. And no, I'm not shy about selling. Why would I be shy? When you come from a clean, pure place, you can sell. I'm not manipulating anybody. So now I'm even telling you I'm about to sell. So what am I going to sell? I have so many things to sell. Oh my goodness. Okay, number one, if you are a woman looking for a community, join my amazing community called Luminous. It's so amazing. And actually, we're having a welcome call today at 2 o'clock Eastern. So if you join right now, even if it's only for a month, you get to have another beautiful moment with me and my co-founders at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you have to go to my website, to courses, to Luminous. It's $25 a month. Join it for a month. See how you feel. We have so much going on in Luminous. Art therapy, physical activity challenges, body challenges, mind challenges, soul challenges, so much stuff. So that's Luminous that I want to sell. And then what I want to tell you is that coming soon, not right now, but coming soon, will be the opening of my coaching institute. So I have a conscious parenting coaching institute. So if you want to do the work that I do and get trained in what I do and go out and help millions of families, or at least one, then you may want to become a conscious parenting coach. So the reason I'm saying this before the doors are open is that you can get your foot in and begin taking the prerequisite courses and just start finding out what it's all about. So in order to do that, you can write to Greta, who is the manager of all things in my business, Greta at drshefali.com, and ask her, what would it take to be a coach? I'm interested. I'm intrigued. And lastly, all my courses are at 50% off with the coupon code half off. So just use the coupon and get all my courses off. Well, most of my courses actually. And lastly, if you want to learn to meditate with me, I'm going to meditate on another page in 15 minutes, 1 p.m. Eastern, at facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. Come join me there for free. I meditate every day and teach you meditation for free. So Luminous, half off my courses. Come meditate with me for free. And my coaching institute if you want to know more. Boom. Done my sales pitch. Thank you guys. I will see you back here most likely in some moment tomorrow. Called tomorrow. Called Wednesday. I cannot wait to see you. Have a blessed moment and another blessed moment and another glorious moment. Be awake. Be present. Notice everything today. Notice your children, even if they're annoying you. Notice the annoying. Notice all the dirt in your house. Notice the mess. Notice it all with curiosity, with aliveness, with acceptance, with surrender. Because you're going to ask yourself, am I breathing right now? Am I here right now? Do I have a present moment? If you have a present moment, we are blessed. We are not only blessed, we are just so enormously gifted with life. So enjoy your present moment. And I'll see you at some point, in some present moment, in a day called tomorrow. Bye, Instagram. Thank you, guys. I hope to see you in my meditation. Facebook.com/groups/get super powered. See you there in a few present moments.